Mic check, mic check, mic check. Nice. Forgot to mute myself. Okay, let's do it again. Hello, everybody. My name is Bigpot, and today we're gonna do another stream about C Sharp. And hello to hit that in chat. And that reminds me, if you would like to have any comments, suggestions, discussions, type in the chat over there, I think, and we're gonna discuss. And hello to Dart as well. So let's begin, shall we? Or we will begin in a moment. I kind of forgot to prepare myself, so I'm gonna just quickly deploy a distro box. I just need to find the right distro box to deploy. The reason to deploy distro box is because we're gonna be doing some stuff with hot new bits from C Sharp Preview 4, C Sharp, or specifically .NET 8 C Sharp, .NET A Preview 4, which should include the newest C Sharp features, but more importantly includes native ahead of time compilation for .NET, which includes C Sharp. And we're going to be using that to, well, learn what I can break with that. So this is the right environment. Let me just deploy it. Distro box. .NET 8b4. Not enter, run. Run, create. I keep mixing up Podman and DistroBox semantics, which is getting kind of annoying, honestly. So let's see what you guys discussing. Nothing yet? Well, then discuss away. So if you have any comments, suggestions, you just like to say something, go ahead. Chat is open for you. I believe on that side, but I could be wrong. So no, it's that side over there to the wall. Yeah, it's that side where you should have your chat. And don't forget to click the like button. And well, we're gonna start now with the coding stuff. DistroBox runs on top of Docker Dart. It's basically deploying your environment. I'm gonna have a bit of an intro video onto DistroBox in next week or two, but short of it is it's basically a way to deploy Linux environments onto Linux. You can run anything from desktop applications to CLI applications on Arch, even if you run Fedora Silverblue like me. And I see HipDat is tweaking things. Hopefully you're tweaking something on your computer. So yeah, we're in our CPM/80. Wait, is that a CPU architecture? Please tell me it is. Oh no, it's an operating system. Yeah. You won't be able to run that with DistroBox, but you possibly could run it in some sort of virtual machine. Huh. To what are you migrating, HipDat? Oh, for me, my first computer was x86. Because my first computer was in mid 2000s, and like possibly 2004, 2003, 2004. So early mid 2000. So yes, I'm freaking young. Sorry. Oh, I heard of that. That's kind of fun that Arch actually gets to be in 21st century. Okay, all jokes aside, we need a full camera for this. Whatever version control or whatever software run doesn't mean any. It's good enough to joke welcome to 21st century and stuff like that. But if stuff works, it works. No need to change it. I know we're all engineers, all the whole break everything and such, but stuff like git package or stuff like package version control needs to work always. So if SVN works or XVN worked, it worked, so they stayed on SVN. Now they went to Git. They took a different architecture to things. Is it better or is it worse? Nobody knows. We'll see in the future, but Git is pretty good for other stuff. So we're gonna see. What I like about this new architecture of theirs is there's the word architecture. I like to use architecture lately a lot. Everything I do, I have to tie architecture somewhere. apparently. So you should see some of my documentation for some of the programs I write in the spare time. You could probably find in the 2-page document I have for like 5 projects I started. You could probably find 100 mentions of architecture. But let's get back to the topic at hand. So the reason I like their architecture is that they went one Git repository per package. Not unlike before where they had basically all of the packages in a single repository. Of course, this has no effect on users, but it has effect on maintainers of packages, on them. So good job for them. And I hope them all of the best luck in the in future endeavors regarding getting that system and other systems better. Arch is a freaking good distribution. Is it as good as Fedora Silver I run right now? No. But it has a place. And if you like to run it, run it. Simple as that. So let's get back to our code stuff. Yay, got derailed right away. Now, so I see Dart is working on Qtile and NeoVim. It's what to say, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to say this, but I don't think it's the wrong way, but I find that kind of tweaking the Qtile or any kind of window manager, setting it up, tweaking it, just waste of time. I run default settings for my image on my Fedora Silverblue, or it's really uBlue Bluefin image. I run the defaults. I think I changed 5 settings altogether. I think I set default to be dark mode, and I've changed how my dock looks and all, and that's about it. I'm a defaults kind of guy. There are things I'm going to go into very very details of configuration, but for me a desktop environment or even an operating system should get out of its way. All the configuration. That's why KDE is not for me. Too much configuration there. Get it out of the way. Sorry, but get it out of the way. Operating system should get out of its way and it should just work. That's why I love image-based operating systems. Completely out of my way. I don't have to fear updates. I don't have to fear any kind of changes to the system, because even if packages fail to install, I won't get that failure to install affect my system, because all that happens is I push a change and build happens somewhere in the cloud, somewhere on someone else's computer, and I just get the bits that I need. Dart, yes, I agree. Operating should work for you, but should work for you by getting out of your way. You're not there to use the operating system. You're there to use the programs that run on top of the operating system. Operating system is there to control everything, not to be there in your way and require every second of your day to make it work. That's not what operating systems are there for. And well, that's why I don't use Window Manager, because I don't care about that minutia of detail. I care that it works, and it gets out of my way to not use any bad language this early in the stream, because Google might not just like that. Okay, as you can see, we see my terminal. Again, me about not being into minutiae of detail. This is GNOME terminal. Bone stock default. I think I didn't even change the theme. Yes. And even wallpaper, I believe it's actually default wallpaper, but I could be wrong. So I need to go to .NET. Oh, yeah. .NET Preview 4. Okay, this is here. I'm gonna have to install a few bits, which you will be able to see. So I'm gonna be using a simple script, simple bash script they provide. I'm gonna just, I believe this will work. And yeah, this will work. Mod plus X. Oh, nope. Exit. I messed this command up. Let's go back to camera. Well, yeah. Keep that. Yeah. If you want all that, that's what Linux is for. It allows you that control. But I like to get shit done. That's simple reality situation. I like to get shit done. And Dart, yes, if you have a certain workflow and you need to get those things done, okay, I understand that. But I see a lot of people who go into detail and change every single little bit just for sake of changing it sometimes. That just doesn't, I don't know. I just can't do that. Like, I don't know. And for me, defaults work because I don't really use key bindings all that often. For what? I use, what, 3 key bindings most of the time. Copy, paste, and cut. That's where my key bindings end, really. I'm not a keyboard. Personally, for me, if a keyboard was on screen, I would use a screen keyboard. If that's kind of the person I am. For me, the customization of change of system ends with installing packages, in most cases. And again, to support my workflow, I changed how dock looks. It was at the start when I installed Bluefin, it is in a Mac OS style. I like a Windows style, so I changed to be full width and with a show programs button on the left. I use GNOME. It's good, works. That's about all I care about, if it works. So what I forgot is to set a home, because we want to have completely clear environment, because, well, we're doing testing. Try to dash home slash var home slash before try to I need to create a home directory. before cry 2. And now I got to run that command. Yay. Distrobox enter. Well, for me it's what? About 6 months since I started using Silverblue on my desktop, and close to a year since I started to use it on my personal laptop. And I have absolutely no wish to change or to even tweak a lot. I possibly once a week install another package or two, or have a need to install a package or two, and that's about it. Now, again, we're gonna be oh, yeah, makes sense. Um, radio, boom. Okay. I have to re-download the command just for ease of access. .NET plus X. This should work. It doesn't because bad command. We don't do dot. I in general do not recommend just running any command, any script of the internet, but I, in this case, do trust Microsoft and the team behind this script, and I did read the script a couple of times already before the fact, so I do know it is correct and working. And Hipdat asks, what is AOT? AOT is ahead of time. So in this case, we're talking about ahead of time compilation. So C# and .NET is what is known as intermediate. So it compiles before. It only partially compiles at the time of compilation, and then uses JIT compilation, just-in-time compilation, at the startup to convert the intermediate language into machine code. This allows for basically write once, compile once, run everywhere approach. The project was very much popularized by Java back in the day. Write once, run everywhere, using JVM. In the same way, .NET uses intermediate language to run anywhere where .NET runtime exists, which then compiles the intermediate language at the time of running into actual machine code. And Dart, actually, that's partially wrong. Compile times tend to get longer with ahead of time compilation. Reason for that is because ahead of time can do all the checks, all the optimizations at once. So it will take a longer time. And ahead of time compilation also is what ahead of time compilation is what Rust does, for example. It compiles down to machine code at the time of first compilation. It doesn't have any kind of intermediate language it compiles to, or as far as I know, it doesn't have. So it takes quite a long time. Same thing here. At the same time, yes, it has blazing fast launch times because everything is optimized to the T. And we will try to get that to see that actually happen. I know about the numbers that Microsoft got, where basically the numbers are even sometimes almost 7, even 10 times faster. in startup. And we're not talking about seconds here. We're talking milliseconds, or we're talking. I believe it went from 1.2 seconds to down to 200 milliseconds, or less than 200 milliseconds in the demo I saw today. So while those kind of numbers don't really affect you in standard server deployments, you may see on your standard systems like standard servers where you're running these things for hours at a time, or even days, months, sometimes even years. In microservice environment, in container environment, this can be a giant launch time can be a giant problem, because you need it to start up as fast as possible, because pods get switched out sometimes minutes at a time, or container gets pulled down minutes at a time. Or in serverless environments, you could have pod startup for a specific API entry or a specific API request. You could get a new environment, a new pod running. So that startup time affects your users' perceived latency on first request. So it is extremely important. So I in my own infrastructure use a lot of serverless, because that's how you save money. Because if you run three API requests every day at max, you kind of save a lot of money by just not having the application run, because serverless brings you scale to zero, so there is nothing running when you actually are not using the application. But when I do use the application, I still want it to be snappy, to be actually fast to start, which just isn't possible without the whole idea of native ahead of time compilation. And the important part is native ahead of time compilation, because this builds for a specific architecture, for a specific CPU, for a specific operating system. So what I will compile for Linux will not work for Windows, will not work for Mac. And there goes out of the window the idea of write once, compile once, ran everywhere. Or as Java used to have it, write once, crash everywhere. So, shall we get into some trouble and make something? I think we should. First, we're gonna create a directory with short name source. We're gonna go into it. I'm gonna make hello world. We're gonna good job me. And we're gonna create inside hello world, we're gonna run dotnet, which isn't found, but should be found now. Oh, I'm not showing what I'm doing. Yeah, I should probably get someone to do it for me, or not forget to do it, because, well, I'm kind of new to this streaming game, so I need to remember to switch scenes, to do magic things like transitions. But so .NET is not found. Command not found. We know that. Let's do something. Let me switch back, and I won't forget to do this. I will restart a distro box. Stop we need, what's this? T2, and now we get to enter it again. It's been a while since I've actually used this sort of stuff. Now, .NET and command still not found. Huh. Huh. Well, oh, I know why. I know why. Let me do some manual work. Sudo apt install .NET. Oh, app update. Apt is not found. Oh, sudo dnf5 install .NET SDK. So I have .NET SDK on my system in the machine, and then I'm gonna do manual installation, which is a pain in the ass. So let's grab appropriate -7.0. Oh, yeah, this is the right one. It will install all the right things. So yeah. And it finished now, and I get a nice notification when it finishes. Nice that DistroBox integration, and keep that. Thank you for reminding me. We get this. No, this is not the right location because I hate these websites that have thank you before downloading. Yes, I'm a software developer. I'm gonna do this later. And now we have to do extraction. Okay, I'm gonna create a .NET directory just in case. The .NET, because nobody knows how this star xbf. And good thing I made a directory. Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna delete the tar, and now I need to do some manual S work. First, .NET dash list as the class. We get this location. JSON is awesome for machine-to-machine communication, but not for configuration. That title belongs to one and only YAML. So what we need to do is move this SDK directory. So sudo nv.cp SDK to slash. Oh, actually, I am stupid. Sudo cp-r star to star. No, that won't work. I need to delete something first. rf.net. Right? No, actually this should work. Sudo cp-r star to slash user lib64.net. At which point we get the same thing. Look, same file structure. Because we're looking at exactly the same thing. This is just compiled for us beforehand. And for those of you who are open source to the T, .NET is open source. You can get it on GitHub. and you can compile it yourself and you get this exact same directory structure. So why would you? But you can, and you get some hot mess. Tried once, failed once. Let's do this. Now, if I do this, I should get exactly what I was looking for. .NET SDK 8.0.100-preview.4.23260-5. This means we have .NET 8, which comes out in November, but their preview is coming out for a month or two now. So we have preview 4, which should have all the bits required for native AOT. Fingers crossed. If not, yeah, this may be a fairly short stream then. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is go back to our home directory and go to source. Yeah, it gets shorter when it gets to GTM. Let's go to market. It gets to 7.0.105. Because you have 7.0, it is basically a version which always stays something 0.0 nowadays. And then you have a build number, and with long-term releases like 8.0 will be, you might get increases in this number, but you always get increases in this number with getting higher and higher depending on how many builds in the future of .NET 8 will you get, because, well, it's an LTS release. It is supported for, I think, 4 or 6 years. .NET LTS. Okay, let's look at it. So the latest LTS, so that's .NET 6, is supported from, it's 3 years. Okay, it's 3 years support. It's from November 2021 to November 2024. But you have patches constantly coming out, because you need to have these things patched, because bugs shouldn't be a thing. That's why I don't like things like Debian. Too long of a non-feature update. 3 years of .NET is okay, but I do jump from version to version. So .NET 7 wasn't an LTS release, it was a STS release, as they call it. I jumped to it by preview 8 or 7. All my programs were on .NET 7. But then again, I'm not a corporation, so what do I know? But let's begin. So we have our hello world here. And let's make our new .NET file, .NET application. It's gonna be a CLI application for start. .NET new console. Okay, so it does some. And yes, .NET has telemetry by default, and you can disable it using an environment variable, because, well, telemetry is good, but people don't like it. Why? Because they think that means spying. The reason telemetry is good because you're sending information that developer can use to change the application, upgrade the application, see what you actually use. Which is a problem with open source in general, because we can't talk about no telemetry, no spying, yet we ourselves don't tell them what we use. So how can developer know what to do? They can only do little, maybe add features, that's about it. Why is that? Because they don't have money to do user studies. So I am quite in support of telemetry. Let's do code. Oh, we do not have Visual Studio Code. Let's add Visual Studio Code. In this today I won't be using my own Visual Studio Code already found on my system for really one reason. I don't want to. We're gonna be using Visual Studio Code installed inside a container because we can mainly, and sudo dnf5 install code. The reason we want to do that is because this is supposed to be clean room environment. Although I will need to run my own things sooner or later, and I will, just to get proper. Oh, I don't need to do that. I can run everything inside the container. Wow, really not a bad idea. What do I need? I need curl, I need Firefox, and I need Visual Studio Code. Sudo dnf5 install, and let's not install. Let's install Chromium, better browser. Let's go. And yeah, that's a lot of applications. So now we have a lot of applications. And because it's me, let's have some fun. Let's install something else. Sudo DNF5. I'm using DNF5 because it's far better than DNF4. Install NeoFetch. I don't know why I don't have NeoFetch installed already. I need to fix it on my future things. Of course, it brings a lot of dependencies, but who cares? NeoFetch. There we go. And I can even switch to fish if I want. And this is my system. 671 RPMs in this container. 3-day uptime. Okay, so let's go code dot. This should start Visual Studio Code. No idea. I have absolutely no idea why would NeoFetch need that many dependencies. Keep that maybe, you know. So here we have our application. Its output tab is executable. I'm gonna lie. Settings. Not settings thing. I have to change the setting right now because otherwise I'm gonna go mad with this thing. Native title bar to custom. Yes, restart. There. Now it looks better. And let's change theme as well, because this theme is much more pleasing to the eye. It's gray. Although the new one, if they have it. Oh no, it's still not there. The new one is quite nice as well. So this is a Hello World application. Let's open a terminal here. And for fun, you can open Fish if you want, or you can even exit Fish. I have Fish pre-installed in my container. I want to check something. .NET new console dash help. Let's check something. Oh, we could have enabled it by default. Let's do that. Let's close this code window. Oh, and rm rf hello world mkdir hello world into hello world. I have to make sure that you actually see me what I'm doing, and you do. Now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna do .NET new again, console dash AOT. This will create a ahead of time compilation based project, which should have just one line different. Okay, go to dot. Now let's look at this. Yep, we have output type is still executable, which exe, which means it's executable. It will output an executable file. A .exe in Windows World. No dot something in Linux World and Mac World. It targets .NET 8, framework .NET 8, and uses implicit using. This is the amazing feature that I don't have to actually use certain using statements. Using statements are basically setting which namespaces I can use. In C# world, that would be an include statement. Or C#. In C and C++ world, that would be an include statement. Nullable, I actually don't remember what it does. It's something we do with null. Nulls are pain. Publish AOT, which means it will publish an ahead of time compiled binary, and it also disable it. This enables invariant globalization, which okay, and that's about it. Now we can do .NET build .NET build will be enough. Oh, no, .NET publish will have to do. Yeah, this will do some builds. And if you were wondering for a long version number, this is longer. Oh, I need clang or GCC. Sudo dnf5 install clang. Oh, nice. Because it uses native compilers, I believe. I don't know. I don't remember exactly how this works. Publish again. Again. Linker command failed. Let's we linker command failed. Let's try and just remove. Let's try with GCC. Maybe that will work better. Okay. Fedora install GCC. Go to here. Oh, remove Genius Me install GCC. Yes. If you have any comments, suggestions, or other types of chats over there. This time I pointed to the right side. Good job, me. Okay, let's do this again. .NET publish. Yes, we're getting an error. LD returned one. Cannot find -LZ. LD BFD -LZ. Let me go Google. .NET AOT, native AOT dependencies. Let's go. AOT deployment overview. Oh, let's add this. Sudo dnf5 install boom. dnf5 install boom. Let's try this. Okay, zlibdeo. Zlibdeo Fedora. Oh, it's zlibdeval, of course. Now I know how I need to update my environment. Good to know. My main environment. Let's try again. It's GCC. It needs build. This built really fast. Wait, there was no native compilation tag. This doesn't feel right. Native. Okay, but it looks like it is. We're gonna open containing. Yeah. Tying back to my system. We're gonna do there. We're gonna do dot slash hello world, and we're gonna time it. Yeah, it basically does it right away. We're gonna go to the dot cd dot tp hello world to hello world no AOT r. If you're liking this stream, don't forget to press that like button. If you are not yet subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. It helps out a lot. Hello world, no AOT, .NET, publish. This will build. Oh, yeah, this is what I was looking at and wasn't seeing it. rm-rf bin, obj, and code dot. Get another window. Yes, I do. We're gonna just remove this. And then we're gonna do .NET publish. And I just take this long. We should just go here. And we should have a hello world file. This should take about the same time, but it doesn't. It takes quite a bit longer. This one took 0.003 seconds, while this one took just 0.050 seconds. With just being a bit of a stupid thing to say, since it isn't just, but a lot more. It's what? What, 15 times more? 16 times more, I believe. That's actually quite a big jump. Of course, on this kind of project, it actually doesn't really show a lot. So let's jump into something a bit more complex. Let's jump into ASP.NET. ASP.NET is essentially a framework to do web applications. Let's just check it out together. So let me get a new directory. ASP.NET Core, ASP.NET Core, ASP.NET Core AOT, and let's go. Integrated terminal. I like this integrated terminal. It's really good. And for those of you who do not know, this is an Electron app. I like Visual Studio Code. And I don't care if it is an Electron app. I don't care how much RAM I use. .NET new web dash AOT. Not a valid option. Huh. Okay, then we're gonna have to set it up ourselves. Dash F okay. I do not like VS Codium. Problem with VS Codium is that it doesn't have as much support for extensions, where VS Code has excellent support for extensions. This is because the main store for Visual Studio Code extensions cannot be used on forks of Visual Studio Code. That's how it is. Okay, now let's go see here, and we have to do some copy pasting. Specifically, we're gonna be taking hello world here and this publish AOT, and we're going to also do this. So here, and we're going to do dotnet publish. That's enough. Let's see if it builds. Generating native code. Specifically, the important part is now there's support for ASP.NET Core with AOT. In the previous version, Native AOT only supported console applications, but now it supports Native AOT or ASP.Core, which is exactly what I want. But before we begin, I have to do some checking. Okay, I think I'm ready. Let's go cd and this should crash if everything is okay. As you see, it started blazing fast. And I'm going to create a new spawn on new terminal. And we're gonna curl it. Curl http://localhost:5000/hello world. Good. It works. Okay. But the next part should be what is broken. Let's add another endpoint. Oh, before we do, let's just okay, app dot let's call it no app and system dot environment dot exit, I believe it is. Let's load up some extensions, specifically C# extension. Come on, load it up. Yep. Nope, not working correctly. So dot exit 0. Let's see. Let's publish again. cd. What is it? Huh. Why did I try to cd too? This directory here, of course. And we go /AOT. Okay. Now, this ain't right. This ain't what should happen. They should exit. Oh, yeah. Async. Oh, this won't work. Yeah. How to do that? Hmm. Hmm. Maybe this will work. Or this should, in theory, work. Because most of the pay you do before that. Specifically here and here. There is a very little cost in time here, as far as I remember. So we're gonna have to fudge the numbers a bit. So 0. Ooh, actually did start and then got shut down. 0.037 seconds. And if we go back, sorry, I'm a bit like feeling far away. I'm trying to get this to trying to learn things here. So let's just do this. RM-rf pin and obj. And if we now do .NET publish, it should take a bit to restore and then run. Here we go. CD. Oh yeah. Let's see. 0.2 seconds compared to 0.037 seconds. Well, I have to again say that these numbers are actually as good as they could be. So that's what? 6 times decrease. The reason they are as good as they could be is because what this does, it actually starts the app, but right away stops it because we're calling exit, because this is async and there is no way to make it synchronous and then pass to this unless we add the yeah. But what this could also do is actually get a lot better numbers. If you have something like a load generator, this would have better performance numbers. Better performance numbers, in theory. Fun fact, we're about an hour into the stream and no likes. Please like the stream if you liked it. I'm shooting for 1 like this stream. So someone please like. So, what are you thinking so far of these numbers we're getting? I have a devious plan to do yet to show it break. At least I hope. So right now I'm asking, what do you think about the numbers we're seeing before we go into breaking it? And in the meantime, I'm going to do preparation to actually start. Specifically, I think what I need is app.map post slash break equal. So it would be, let's create a class. This breaks prop into my property public string public prop. Let's go with string crash. Yep. Okay. Now, in theory, this would. So then we create this. We do this breaks break stuff return break stuff dot crash. This is all I'm gonna do, and this should crash the system because it's not yet working correctly, or there are certain things that aren't working correctly which have to be changed. But let's see, .NET publish or .NET rmrf bin obj, and then .NET publish. Okay. So what we will need is somehow to send requests, and I'm not that good with curl yet. So how to send for body here? I'm gonna jump to my screen for a second. Or my face. I think I should have a tool somewhere to generate this kind of command. If not, I can get it up for me. Okay. All I need is, let's see. I'm gonna have to make this into a container for me in the future. Sorry to see me doing that. Okay. Good. Now it works. Okay. Skip and go to app. Okay. Oh yeah, it won't work, but I can still generate code. That's good. Body. JSON. We do my property colon 5 and I'm just writing this tool on my side monitor. I'm gonna replace that tool sooner or later with something better. But let's back to the code. You can look at the code right now. So the word is crash colon, call it this won't work. Now I got myself a command. All we have to do is fill in the gap, which is here, which should point to post http colon slash slash localhost colon 5000 slash crash, and I have to run the app, which should be here. Did it crash? No, it didn't. It just didn't return anything. Huh. Why is that? Let's add a console.writeLine test. This should have worked. Let's rebuild it. This should have worked. Let's try again. Huh. Oh, yeah. I called the wrong endpoint. Yeah. Break. And it crashes. Or it just doesn't output anything. This is either good or bad. And it crashes. Unhandled exception was thrown. JSON type info metadata for type breaks was not provided by type resolver. If you're using all root types, okay. Now enable ASP.NET Core for AOT. Okay, that is this, yeah. Okay. Yada 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 yada. Yeah, there. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna be changing some things. Here we go. Okay. Our app gets a using statement, which currently isn't used yet, but will get used really a lot. So first we're gonna be using create slim builder, which doesn't do a whole lot yet because it's slim. We're gonna add a logging, console logging, but more importantly, we're gonna be adding 3 lines or 4 specifically, which should use just that. And then under our run, we should be adding this part. Now this should be these breaks, as far as I remember. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there is a new thing here. Let's just go out of our way here. Let's remove ASP.NET Core AOT. Let's make a new one. Okay, there. ASP.NET Core AOT. The reason for that is we're gonna be using a new template. The ASP.NET Core.NET new API AOT. This. Now, this is a bit bigger one than what we want, but should work. This is basically a pretty good to do. Here we go. This is exactly what they want of us. So this is what you should be running. So it's a basic to-do app apparently. So let's just run it. .NET publish. This will build it. And this is a bit more involved scenario, I guess. Which I can see it is cd and cd here /ASP.NET Core. It runs. Now we're gonna curl our curl http ://localhost 5000 and localhost. Boom. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. The reason for that is this should work. Huh. Okay, let me write something myself. Let's try curl 1. Curl 1. But this doesn't crash. Of course it shouldn't crash. Let's just go do this. Okay, I'm also a bit sleepy, so that's also probably a reason I can't figure out what exactly is happening here. Probably not a good idea to stream at 3 in the morning. So what we do know is that it starts real fast, and that was a bit of actually all I want to do. I want to see it work after I fix it, but let's see. Maybe I can figure it out. Oh, to-do group. Map groups to do. API group to do. Oh yeah. These are API group map group to do's. API this and this. Oh. Am I an idiot? Or what? I should have been reading this. To do's slash. Here we go. and we get code. We get JSON, something we couldn't get before. So now let me explain why this happens. I know this, so this shouldn't be affected by how sleepy I am. So the reason, let's go to my camera, because why not? Because we're gonna be finishing up real soon anyway. Or before that, let's do 1, 5, 51, nothing, 11, 8, 3, cat, -10. Where's the toilet? And now an explosion. Yeah, that's a joke. Programmers know that joke. Okay. So now for heart-to-heart talk here. Heart-to-heart, like technology talk here. Let me do this a bit different now. Yeah, I'm joking. You can see I'm sleepy, so I have stupid jokes. Like taking microphone off and just talking into the microphone without the arm. But really, what is happening here is normally JSON serializer uses reflections. Reflections are a way of knowing what's in the code from other programs. So reflections are used in programs where you have plugins. So you have a plugin that just drops a DLL or a SO file or something like that, and magically a program knows what is happening. So magically the program, like Audacity, knows what is happening. What really is happening is you have an interface type, which is very specifically set, and you have to, as a plugin author, work within that interface type, interface set, interface that is set. Words, big pot, words. So when I have that interface set, you can, as a plugin author, you have to follow it, follow everything inside that interface. And the way you actually execute code inside a DLL, because you might not know that it actually exists, you cannot compile it into your, you cannot compile support for it into your application. You have to do it somewhere else. So in the world of C# and many other languages, use something called reflections to reflect on what is in the code. Or as Internet put it, reflective programming or reflection is the ability of a process to examine, introspect, and modify its own structure and behavior. But not just its own structure of any binary really that has certain types or something like that, like any C#, any .NET binary for in C# case. And what you can glean from that is very important, but what is more important, you can actually execute stuff. For example, what this does, it basically introspects itself and checks the method you point to it. So let's say in this example, we're pointing it to a to-do method, to-do not method, to-do model here, to-do class, and it will introspect this specific class, what it has. It has a int, it has an ID of integer, a title of string, a due by of date only, and is complete of bool. So it now knows what it has. It can create a different type, and then just now that it has that, it will be able to take that code, that or the JSON, and once it creates a new instance of this to do that it finds in retrospect, it can apply different things it finds in the JSON to the new instance of this model. And Yes, this is long-winded. I'm not really good at reflections anyway. I mostly do normal code, not the complex kind of reflections. But it's still good to know what reflections offer, and I don't know how to do it. So yeah, but yeah, okay. So reflections aren't possible in native AOT compiled applications. So we have to do something else. And what this does, what the code we added or we were trying to add us, it enables something called source generation. So at compile time, .NET SDK basically generates all the required code. So at compile time, I believe it at compile time. Don't quote me on that. I haven't looked at source generation at all. But it's really impressive. And what that does is essentially does the whole code thing that normally is done through reflections through the source generation approach, which allows it to be compiled down to native code, so the machine code, so there is no need for introspection, all that. Yeah, now let's go to the more better part of this. This might get to a short of programmer doesn't know how to explain what reflections are. Short might actually make that short, just for fun. Um, well, thank you guys for do it this way. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye. And for you who were on the stream, thank you guys for watching, chatting, and liking. Although nobody liked. Um, my name is Bigpot, Primoz, aka Bigpot, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Transition.